How are you feeling about AI readiness, AI platforms, AI agents? Does that fit really well in what Cribl's bringing to the mix?
It definitely does. So I mean, I'm super excited just overall. I think we can all agree that like we haven't seen this type of a movement in the industry. I mean, cloud, they talked about this type of movement, but I don't think it's anywhere near what we're going to be seeing with AI. And the kind of the programs you guys have around that are really exciting, and that's definitely one of the areas that we're leaning in with you guys. Our products and our vision fits perfectly into that. If you look at just overall getting AI readiness, I think where we're seeing a lot of growth here, and just where we're really leaning in is around getting the telemetry data ready for AI.
Sure.
Right. Like, and then the other thing is really handling the explosion of data that we're seeing from AI. Customers are struggling with how they're going to grapple with all of that data. Growth is already a problem, let alone the unsurmountable avalanche of data that we're really going to be seeing. Once AI really starts to pick up in these organizations.
Yeah, and Mike, you're talking a lot about outcomes. Kevin Donahoe, practice director, observability for Trace3. You've been touching this technology for a long time. You've been driving a lot of outcomes. Does that match what you're hearing and what you're excited about here that you're hearing at CKO here?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I come from an operations background, so data is king. I mean, I've been a data-driven practitioner for 30 years. And one of the things that I love about this particular practice that I have is not only is it about observability using data, but observability of the data.
Yeah.
It's really important that your data be trustworthy. And that's one of the things I love about Cribl's platform is their Cribl Insights. So not only are they providing you with a real-time data streaming platform, it actually will watch itself. It babysits itself, and it gives you really great insights.
Yeah, once you have the data, it actually does something for you, right?
Yes. Well, and the thing is, it's dynamic too. I think that's one of the big differences that I see. Like I've talked with Kevin Rogers, who's our data strategy practice director.
Sure.
He's used to it coming from business data.
Yeah.
And he looked at he came to our workshop a couple of weeks ago, and it really opened his eyes to my world, which is very much real time and very much operational or security in nature. And what we do is we really empower IT operators to see what's going on with their estate and be able to trust what's going on, what they're being told.
Yeah.
It's really critical. So.
Yeah, it was an interesting dynamic. Mike, you kind of led that workshop and got us all together and talked through it. Kevin, to your point, it opens some business analytics folks' eyes that actually they could go monetize some data. And that's kind of what you're bleeding into, right, Mike, with Cribl? You guys are no longer just collect logs type of platform, right?
Right. No, not at all. I mean, that's where we got our start, and that was really our bread and butter, but we've gone well above that. You talked about insights. Another big trend that we're seeing, customers have all of this data, right? And to Kevin's point, they're trying to figure out what they can do with it, how they can monetize it, what the value of this data really is to them. And what they've figured out is that not all data has the same value, right? So giving them a platform and the ability to really control where they move their data and how they use their data at what cost is a critical component now to enterprises. I talked about the explosion of data. That's all kind of feeding all of this movement.
Yeah, we were just recently announced Growth Partner of the Year with you guys.
Yes.
It's a huge accomplishment. I know Kevin's been working his tail off to make that happen from a practice side. Cribl supporting us. Tell me a couple nice wins that you guys have had together. I know maybe without talking, maybe talk about the industry. What I'm more keen on is what are the outcomes? What sort of challenges do they have? How did Cribl come in and solve that problem? And then how did you guys tie it all into an overall outcome?
So one that I can think of that I'm really excited about is a large global service provider. This was a deal we did this past year that we'd been working on for a few years now. Actually, Kevin was a big part of this, and the customer was looking to move. There's really two things that they're trying to do. One was they're looking to move to a next gen SIEM, and a data lake. They're running into,
which are different concepts to the folks that have been managing those in the past, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, we're really seeing a convergence of those technologies. Over the last probably year and a half, that's been a huge convergence that we're seeing. But so this particular customer was having trouble, and they wanted to number one, they wanted to de-risk their migration. Right? They have a legacy SIEM. They're a large global service provider. They can't afford any downtime, any lapse in security. And moving SIEMs is a massive project.
Yeah.
You guys do it.
Yeah.
You understand that. Customers, this could be a multi-year journey oftentimes. We're able to come in and help the customer execute that migration extremely quick, and at the same time de-risk it, because what we're doing is collecting once, and then we fan out that data to multiple platforms, so we can help de-risk and slowly migrate off of their existing platform once they have the confidence with their new platforms up and running. And not only that, the other thing that's really feeding for this particular customer is their move to supporting an agentic AI environment for their organization. If you look at that, all the data that's being collected from these logs nowadays, it comes in all forms and sizes.
Sure.
And being able to normalize that data and put it in a structure where these agents, these AI agents, can actually act upon that data is really critical.
And Mike, without a heavy lift, right? Like they're actually leveraging the tool, in this case Cribl, to be able to go get those outcomes almost immediately, right?
100%.
Okay.
I mean, we could take a multi-month, multi-year migration and turn that into a matter of weeks.
Okay. Kevin, I know you've got some wins. We're on our team calls. You're very proud of some of these. You got one that's top of mind that where you solved a customer problem, drove an outcome?
We lead with consulting. Like, we don't lead with technology. We want to understand what are the goals, what are the objectives, and we start working it with our client very clearly. One of the trends that I have seen coming up over and over again in the last 2 years is the desire for our clients to continue to own their data.
Yeah.
There are so many of these products out there that have become SaaS-based platforms that require the client to give over their data to some vendor.
Sure.
And then what? Well, we need to change vendors. Then what? It's like this. Well, you were talking about that win that we just had last year. This moving a security platform when the vendor owns your data is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a risk. And so the trend that I keep seeing is our clients come to us and ask us to help them define a strategy custom built to them, to their needs, that provides data tiering. It says, I need to be able to tier it and put the most important stuff in the right place, and the stuff that I just need to hold on to for whatever reason, put it in something that's lower cost. But then on top of that, I want to be able to own it. I want agility of my data. And I really feel like the thing that keeps coming back for me, the technology that makes the greatest contribution to data ownership and agility is Cribl.
Is the challenge trying to get the observability owner within the client to buy into that? Or is that, because again, like those observability owners own a bunch of tools.
Well, it's
how do you
worse
get
than
them?
that.
Okay.
It's not one owner. This is what I keep running into. There's all kinds of different fiefdoms within an organization. It's all siloed. They've all got their own separate tools and different ways of doing things. And what keeps happening is the top line leadership starts seeing the bill. They're like, what is going on here? There's this proliferation of tools, and I check into what these tools are, and there's overlap.
Oh yeah.
Overlapping technologies right and left. And what's really necessary to enable that rationalization and that simplification of that infrastructure, that data architecture, is something in the middle that can provide that data agility and that data flexibility. And again, and I keep coming back to Cribl Stream, which is their primary product, but it's gone beyond that now. Now there's Cribl Search, which means I don't have to move the data again. They brought search to my data.
Yeah.
And we have several other technology partners that have bought into that thing. They bring their intelligence to the data.
Yeah.
And it really enables what our clients are asking for, which is maintaining data ownership.
Yeah.
Mike, you had a couple points on that?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things he brought up was just the cost factor, right? All these overlapping tools, customers are dealing with a ton of costs associated to that. We see a lot of waste as well as far as operational efficiency when it comes to this, right?
Interesting.
Think about all these tools that are collecting data from all of these different data sources in their own proprietary way. Oftentimes these different tools are collecting that same set of data.
Yeah.
Right? You're going out and reaching that same set of data. You got infrastructure associated to it, licensing costs associated, all of that data collection. Why not just unify that into a single instance and then simplify it? To Kevin's point, that helps customers really get control of their data, helps them be a lot more agile, because now they can really see all of the data coming in, and then they can decide to point and shoot where they want it, whether it's in multiple tools, whether it's in a data lake. Maybe they even just want to search that data where it rests.
Yeah.
They don't even want to bring it into a tool.
Well, the one thing that I hear a lot is, hey, Josh and team, hey, Trace3 team, data and analytics team, every tool has AI in it. Which one do I choose? And I think the challenge that we see is that folks forget about the persona and go after the use case that's important to that persona that's going to leverage it. Everything that you guys are talking about, it's different for somebody that's responsible for logs and telemetry, is different than security, is different than, there's technology that are going to be able to drive it, but at the same time, give them the tools to be able to go drive AI outcomes the best way that they can, and then give them access to those tools from that perspective. So you guys are going to touch a lot of Trace3's ecosystem. If I was to ask you, what's the one thing that you're excited about coming up for Cribl, and maybe some of the things that you're working on, or maybe there's a technology that you guys are working together on, what is something that you guys are excited about here coming up in the maybe next year or two?
There's really two big areas that I'm really excited about for Cribl over the next 12 months or so. We talked a lot about AI, so our AI strategy is really interesting. On one end we have the Agentic Telemetry strategy, where we're helping customers normalize their data, put it in structures for these AI agents to be able to operate efficiently, reducing data, doing all the things to help really address the explosion of data growth that AI is really causing. And then there's all of the AI getting built into the product. Right? Helping customers, do things, these repetitive processes, these things that aren't necessarily things that, a practitioner should be working on.
Exactly.
Leveraging AI to build pipelines, for example, will help them, speed up their day-to-day, help them focus on things that are more meaningful and actually threat hunting instead of actually building out the infrastructure.
Was that some of the stuff that came out of your CKO last week? Okay, great. Yeah. That's awesome.
The other thing, and this is a sneak peek, you guys are going to get, you guys are going to see this hit, nationally, worldwide. We're doing a training on this in March, and we're formally launching Search 2.0, or our next search.
There you go.
Which
Kevin's started smiling right out of the gate. Let's go.
So interesting. This is really an evolution of Cribl. I think that search is going to be a much bigger TAM for us overall as a company, and really what search is really designed to do is it's designed to really search data in a really powerful way. To get insights into data where it resides.
Okay.
And that's a big difference than what we're doing today. today we're pulling data into all sorts of different
And
platforms.
it's up to the practitioner to go find it, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
You know, centralizing that data in a particular place, running analytics on that data. Why not search it where it rests in the different platforms and be able to you know, leverage that from the practitioner level. So really interesting stuff that's coming down the line. I'm really excited for Search 2.0.
That's awesome. I've got a couple seconds here, Kevin. Anything that you're excited about? I know I saw your face on Search 2.0, but
well, you know, so one of the biggest things that are core tenets for us in our practice is the minimizing of movement and duplication of data.
Interesting,
and that being core tenets, being able to bring search to the data is a key capability for realizing those core tenets.
Yes.
So the ability to do so in natural language, so that I don't have to have a whole team that's really good at Custo or SQL.
Sure.
They can literally get on the keyboard and say, please show me how many of these things, you know, show this attribute, or they can define it in plain English and it gives them the answer.
Yeah, and you're driving outcomes almost immediately. Yeah.
Anybody can do that.
Yeah.
That's where I'm a big believer in frameworks. You know, I come from an ITIL background. I'm into SRE.
Yeah.
And what you see when you see that this ability to just empower somebody directly to serve themselves it's groundbreaking.
Yeah.
You're empowering everybody with proper governance layered on top. You know, like if they're supposed to have access, they will have access. If they're not, they'll be denied.
Yep.
But to simply just start discovering for themselves what's in there.
Correct.
That's huge.
Yeah.
It's empowering.
This guy said it a lot better than I could.
Yeah, there you go, Mike. Well, hey, you know, as the growth partner of the year, your number 2 partner, I just want to nationally, I think those announcements are legit now. Thank you for the partnership. Thank you for being here. Always a good pleasure to talk with you. And Kevin, as always, partner in crime, we look forward to growing the opportunity, growing the business, driving the outcomes for our customers, leveraging Cribl.
Love it. We love you guys, man. It's been a great partnership. Thank you for an incredible year, an incredible partnership overall. And you guys, I couldn't ask for better people to work with. So,
awesome. Thank you.